Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Tara Arnold, and today I'm going to be channeling Ascended Master Saint Germain. I'm going to be consciously channeling him as he guides us and gives us tips on how to calm anxiety and decrease intrusive thoughts. So why are we having all these intrusive thoughts? Like some people's minds just race or argue. It feels like an argument in our heads all the time. So why is this happening? Well, you have the mental body's consciousness. So all your bodies have their own consciousness. So you have your physical body's consciousness, your mental body, your emotion body, and your spiritual body. So today we're focusing on the mental body's consciousness. And within the mental body's consciousness is the ego consciousness. Now the ego has three parts to it. The id, which is our impulse control. It's when we're very impulsive, when a baby cries and you feed the baby and the baby stops crying, it's had that instant gratification. So that's what the id is. It's that instant gratification, that impulse control when we reach for our like addictions, or that shopping, if we're out shopping and we just have to buy something. So that's the id. And then the ego is the part of the ego consciousness that says, don't touch the hot stove. And then the super ego says, go ahead and touch the hot stove and see what happens. So a lot of people are having this argument in their head. Their ego will say, oh, we're really good at that. And then the super ego says, no, we're not, you're not really good at that. And then it's like this constant argument. And some people's super ego is louder to the point where they're hearing voices that are constantly just criticizing and demeaning them. And you'll see this on the psychiatric wards where it's like this, it's like they'll hear like a voice that's really, really torturous, or really telling them to do bad things and harm themselves. And a lot of times it's the super ego is really, really loud. So today we're going to use spiritual alchemy to balance these energies for your highest good so that they all work in harmony. So everything's an energy frequency, as you all are aware of. So within the mental body's consciousness, so the mental body is just vibrating in frequency. And then within that, these three energies of the id, ego, super ego, if their frequencies are repelling each other, it's almost like they're allergic to each other. So it's like they're repelling each other, and it's bringing this constant argument or constant fight within the head, within the mind. So when you balance them for your highest good, it tells the energies of all three that you want them to work in harmony and work in peace with each other and not argue all the time. So you can write on a piece of paper to do the spiritual alchemy. You just write each word on a piece of paper, put them on separate papers. So there's a super ego, the ego, the id. The id is spelled ID, and the mental body's consciousness. So you put those all together and you hold them in your hand. You go into your normal like meditation or quiet time, whatever you want to call it. If you're not a person who meditates, you don't have to go into deep meditation. So this is when you would go in and use spiritual alchemy to balance the energies of these for your highest good. All you have to do is just sit in a quiet spot, visualize grounding yourself so that you're really grounded, and that helps you to connect to your higher self and your spirit guides. So you get grounded, picture tree roots going all the way down to the center of the earth, get really grounded, then pull your consciousness into your body. So this is your spiritual body. You pull it into the center of your body and you say, it's safe to be in a human body. It's safe to be on planet Earth, and then expand that energy out. And that gives you your full essence. So now you're ready to begin. So you just close your eyes, you call in your spirit guides, the universe, God, source energy, whatever terminology you choose to use, whoever you choose to connect with in the universe. It doesn't have to be a certain spirit guide, but you can call in universal or divine light and love. It doesn't have to have an identity. It doesn't have to be a spirit guide. If you'd like to channel Saint Germain to do this, you call in Saint Germain and you connect to your higher self, and Saint Germain and command. You have to say the word command, because every time you say the word command, it evokes the God within you to create your reality, or it evokes the universe within you to create your reality, because you're a co-creator. So it's taking that spiritual body that we just expanded out, and it's saying that I'm part of all universal energy. And by commanding, I'm blending my spiritual body with all of the universe to channel in divine light and love. And it's all your intention. You're not going to connect with anything dark unless you're deep in fear. So it's always channeled in based on where you're vibrating at. And if you're vibrating in love and light, then that's what you're going to channel in. So put the intention, I'm going to channel for my highest good, divine light and love, to balance the energy frequencies of everything that I'm holding in my hand, because every word and every letter has a certain vibrational frequency. So you must have them spelled correctly. So you hold them in your hand and you go into a quiet state or meditative state, and you command. So I'll just give you an example. So it's shut my eyes, ground myself, pull my consciousness in, expand it out, and I would command that I connect with my higher self, my mental body's consciousness, and Saint Germain, Ascended Master Saint Germain, to balance the energies of everything I'm holding in my hand, all the vibrational frequencies of every letter and word that I'm holding in my right hand. I command it be balanced for my highest good. I command that my higher self and Saint Germain evoke the violet flame of transmutation and transmute all darkness back to light or fears back to love that I am holding within the mental body's consciousness. I command this to be so now. And so it is. And then you just stay in meditation, relax into it. You might start to see like the violet flame in your third eye if you're using the violet flame to transmute these fears back to love. If you don't resonate with Saint Germain, or you don't resonate with the violet flame, just use your own thing. It's source energy. So anything that you're comfortable with. That's why I'm not saying you specifically have to have Saint Germain there, or the violet flame, or a certain specific guide in order to do spiritual alchemy. You have that all within you. And so it's whoever you're comfortable, or whatever you're comfortable with connecting to as divine source energy. So that's all you need to do. And you just sit there for a few minutes. You might see colors in your third eye. Relax into it. You might feel calmer in the head. You might get a little bit of a headache as things are shifting. So you just do this a few times. And eventually, you don't need to have the belief that it'll work, because what's going to happen is you're going to do it, and then sometimes there's layers to it. So it might take a couple times, but then you'll feel calmer after, and you'll be like, oh, it really worked. Then the belief is there. So then every time you put the intention to balance these energies for your highest good, it will automatically do it, because the intention's there. So every time you go, you'd still have to write it on a piece of paper and put the intention that you're going to balance them again, but it's going to get easier and easier and faster every time you do it. So, this might be good for a week, and then all of a sudden you find that your mind's racing again, or you're having a lot of intrusive thoughts again. So just go back into meditation and write them on a piece of paper and command that they be balanced. All the energies for them be balanced for your highest good and work in harmony with each other. So another thing that you could do if you're having anxiety in social situations, like if you're afraid to do speeches in the front of the class or in front of your coworkers, or if you just go into a group setting and you're uncomfortable talking to people because of anxiety or fear of judgment, in order to calm the ego down, like the id ego and super ego and the mental body's consciousness, you can do a quick visualization before you go in. So you just picture tree roots coming out of your feet, going down to ground yourself, pull your spiritual body's consciousness into your abdomen, say it's safe to be in a human body, it's safe to be on planet Earth, and then expand that energy out so that you walk in with your full essence. Before you go in, you can do this with anyone you feel uncomfortable talking to. So before you go in, just visualize a little back door on the back of your head, and see the id, ego, and superego as three little people, and they're going to walk out the back door of your head and sit on a back deck and shut the door so that they're not involved in your conversation, and then command your higher self or a spirit guide assist you in finding your words. So I would, for example, I would say, before I went in anywhere, I'd say, Saint Germain, speak through me now. Or I would invite Saint Germain to blend his energies with mine to help me find my words. You could say something like, Master Jesus, speak through me. Master Jesus was a master speaker. So having him on board, he'll help you find your words. So what happens is when you walk in somewhere with this confidence and this power of being grounded, fully integrating your spiritual body into your human body and expanding it out, you're now walking in with your full essence, instead of walking in, reading the energy of the room, and then making yourself small to match the frequency of everybody in the room. So as empaths and light workers, what we usually do is we walk into a room and we read the energy and say, oh, everybody's vibrating here and I want them to like me. So I'm going to make my energy match theirs and please them, so that they'll show me that they like me. So instead, if you walk in with your full essence, expand it out and not lower it to match everybody's in the room, and you command that your higher self or Saint Germain or Master Jesus or any of your spirit guides find your voice, speak through you, give you that, that confidence, then you're going to walk in and be able to talk to anyone, because your id and ego and superego are not involved. They're going to be sitting out on the back deck. If you need them, they'll come in. Like if you have to think about something, they'll come in, but it's basically you're channeling from your heart instead of speaking from your head. So it's like consciously channeling, like I'm doing right now as the Ascended Masters are bringing in messages and I'm relaying them to you. It's the same thing. If I don't do that, then I have a fear of judgment of people seeing me, being seen, attention, being on camera, or having somebody, judge me. So it's like really getting your confidence before you walk in somewhere, by doing these little techniques, and then you won't have to fear anything, because if you are not worried about what people think, then you won't care how they act or react to your presence or to what you say. So it's all about going in and loving us rather than worrying about what people think. And so telling your inner child, putting your inner child in that safe place, like I talked about in the last video, is crucial before you go in and expose yourself to everybody you're afraid is going to judge you. So if the inner child's in her safe place or his safe place, and your id, ego, and superego are sitting on the back deck, and you've not allowed your mental body's consciousness to run the show, then you're going to be channeling from your heart. You're going to put the intention that you speak from the heart instead of the head, and then that's what's going to happen. And you're going to see a reflection of respect and love coming back to you, because you're giving that to yourself first. And so don't be afraid of what other people think of you. Just step into your power. It's time for all you empaths and light workers out there to really step into your truth and be able to speak your truth without worrying about what other people think. And I want to say thanks for watching. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.